Classical Greece. For most people, this civilization calls to mind soaring stone temples that once housed the gods and whose remains still stir the spirit. The origins of Western thinking with the development of advanced arts such as philosophy, history, and drama, and of course, a rich artistic tradition that celebrated the glories of the human form. These achievements, which mark the zenith of Greek civilization, did not spring fully formed from the Greek imagination, but developed over many centuries. A look back at the origins of Greek art reveals a surprising and very different ethos. The art of early Greece is populated with fanciful creatures, winged monsters, and lions. Where did such unlikely motifs come from? The answer to this question can be found in the 8th century BC, a time when the Greek cities were just emerging from a mysterious dark age, and new contacts were being forged with neighboring civilizations. The roots of Greek civilization actually date much earlier, to about 1600 BC. At this time, the Greek world is home to a powerful civilization of Greek speakers called the Mycenaeans. The remains of their palaces show that they had a highly developed artistic tradition that relied upon a complex trade network. They buried their dead not only with golden objects that reflected their wealth, but also with foreign goods to indicate their elite status. Items such as amber beads from the Black Sea region, amulets from Egypt, and bronze armor. Around 1200 BC, this civilization abruptly vanished. The Mycenaean palaces burned to the ground, their city centers were abandoned, and Greece entered into a long period of decline, the so-called Dark Ages. When art reappears in the 8th century, we see an interesting change. During the first few centuries after the Dark Ages, art is populated with wild beasts. One of the earliest examples is found on a geometric vase dating to about 730 BC, illustrating the battle between a man and a fierce animal. This contest is put within a wider context of masculine prowess. The other scenes on the vase highlight military skill by depicting a line of warriors on the rim. The identification of the animal is uncertain. The hooves suggest it is a boar, but the upright posture and the long tail seem more reminiscent of a lion. Indeed, as Jeffrey Hurwitz points out, this image may be the first depiction of the Greek myth of Heracles and the Nemean lion. At any rate, this vase stands at the beginning of a popular trend in archaic Greek art, a new fascination with lions. A similar use of lions appears in early Greek temples. Featured prominently on Greek pediments is the scene of a lion mauling a calf. Senior curator of the Cincinnati Art Museum, Glenn Marco, suggests that such an image placed high on a prominent public building would have served as a symbol of heroic triumph over one's enemies. The popularity of lions is so great that it extends to the decorative arts as well. Lions appear frequently as a motif on Corinthian pottery during the Archaic period. Their presence in this art appears to be purely decorative. Like the floral designs and bands of other animals, they do little more than fill the space with an interesting pattern. Lion statues likewise begin to be used as grave markers in the later Archaic period. Placed upon the tomb, these elegant statues no doubt served the function of guarding the dead. The question remains, though, what caused the lion to become so popular in Greek art? The ancient Greek historian Herodotus reported that lions did indeed inhabit Greece during the classical period. These lions were most likely European lions, descended from the cave lion depicted in art as early as the Paleolithic period. The lion population in ancient Greece could never have been large, however, and it was likely restricted to northern Greece, far away from the center of Greek civilization. As historian Lawrence Bliquet suggests, the possibility of seeing actual lions was unlikely for most archaic Greek artists. The Acropolis temple sculpture supports this idea. Although the sculptor has carefully crafted details, he made a glaring mistake in rendering his lion. The presence of both a mane and teats suggests that the artist may have had some knowledge of the features of lions, but certainly was not familiar enough to know that those features are mutually exclusive. The sudden interest in lions is more likely to be found across the Mediterranean Sea. During the 8th and 7th centuries, two powerful civilizations existed to the east, the Assyrians and the Persians, both of whom featured lions significantly in their art. Among the most common images are scenes of kings hunting lions. Most of these feature the king riding on a chariot and killing the lion with long spears or arrows. He is often accompanied by assistants on foot who beat their shields in order to flush the lion out. In other scenes, the kill is much more personal. In some, although still safely on his chariot, the king thrusts a dagger into the lion's throat, while assistants hold the lion at bay with spears. Even more impressively, this relief from the palace of Ashurbanipal II shows the king delivering the fatal blow at extremely close quarters. He holds the lion by the throat as he dispatches the animal, while his assistants stand apart and watch. These images may well have been the inspiration for Greek art depicting heroes in the same act of proving their prowess. This Greek amphora from the 6th century BC shows the hero Heracles in a similar pose, performing one of his most famous feats, the killing of the Nemean lion. Persian reliefs also show lions attacking other animals. This image adorned the palace at Persepolis and shares some striking features with the Greek pediment sculptures on temples. The Persian sculpture, like those in Greece, emphasizes the power of the lion in devouring its prey. Also, like the Greek sculptures, this image appeared prominently on a public building. It decorated a central staircase that visitors to the king would use. Paired with scenes of foreign ambassadors bringing tribute to the Persian king, this image served as a not-so-subtle indicator of the power of the king relative to his vassal states. Lions are also employed as decorative motifs in Persian art, particularly on high-status objects used by the nobility. Grimacing lion heads and winged lions form parts of important ceremonial objects. Like Greek ceramic vases, lions also serve as decorative design on flat surfaces. This low golden bowl uses the motif of heraldic lions to fill the empty circle at the center of the vessel. It seems likely, then, that the Greeks who emerged from the Dark Ages in the 8th century BC found inspiration for their new artistic style by looking to the east. The royal art of Assyria and Persia was adopted by the Greeks and laid the foundations for the extraordinary and distinctive art that was to follow.